What happened to Catholics during the Swedish Reformation? Have you ever wondered how the Swedish Reformation impacted Catholics in Sweden? This period was a turning point in the nation's religious landscape. The Swedish Reformation began in the early 16th century, led by King Gustav I, also known as Gustav Vasa. His aim was to break away from the Roman Catholic Church and establish a national Lutheran church under royal control. Initially, the changes were slow. The Church of Sweden began adopting Lutheran ideas, allowing clergy to marry and removing some Catholic rituals. By the mid-1530s, the Church officially severed ties with Rome. This shift meant that Catholic practices like requiem masses, the use of holy water, and the veneration of saints were abolished. The translation of the Bible into Swedish and Finnish made it easier for people to access new religious ideas. As the Reformation progressed, Catholics faced growing hostility. Many resisted these changes, sometimes violently. One notable event was the Dacke War in the 1540s, a peasant revolt fueled by opposition to the king's religious reforms. This uprising was eventually crushed, and by the time of Gustav I's death in 1560, the Lutheran Church was firmly established as the state church. Following the Reformation, Catholics in Sweden encountered harsh laws. Starting in 1599, after Duke Charles defeated the Catholic King Sigismund, all Catholics were banned. Practicing their faith could lead to exile or even the death penalty. This legal persecution continued until 1781, when limited religious tolerance was introduced for foreign Catholics. However, Swedish citizens still faced severe penalties for converting to Catholicism. There were rare exceptions for diplomats and merchants from Catholic countries, who could sometimes practice their faith in private. Notable figures like Queen Christina, who abdicated the throne in 1650 to convert to Catholicism, illustrate the personal risks faced by Catholics during this time. Despite the challenges, small Catholic communities persisted, often meeting secretly or under the protection of foreign embassies. The situation for Catholics began to improve in the 19th and 20th centuries. In 1860, conversion to Catholicism was decriminalized. By 1951, Swedes were allowed to leave the state Lutheran Church without facing penalties. Today, while the Catholic Church remains a minority in Sweden, it operates freely and is recognized. From a Scandinavian viewpoint, the Swedish Reformation was a defining moment in the region's religious and political history. It marked the shift from a Catholic-dominated society to a Lutheran one, shaped by the monarchy. The treatment of Catholics during this time reflects broader European trends of religious conflict and state building, with unique local features. The legacy of this period continues to influence religious freedom and state-church relations in Sweden and across Scandinavia.